gonna be an interesting way to do this. See what happens. Okay, this is a, oh, I can see that fine, that's great. This is a poem from my dad. This is in a new book that just came out in September on Manatee Press called Bang Ditto. This is for my father, Russ Tamblyn, the dancer, the actor, the pot smoker. It has nothing to do with the poem, I just like putting it in there. I think he's wearing his medicinal marijuana shirt right now. Anyway. I went on your IMDb page this morning to remember the film you did with Cecil B. DeMille. The biographer who filled out your page information described you as one of the most underrated talents of your time. Then he wrote about how you seemed to fall off the face of the earth for 2 decades and emerged making a slew of bad films, struggling to find work. Fell off the face of the earth, he said, like it's a proud, naturally beautiful face to begin with, like the people who couldn't stay under its makeup couldn't hang on. Maybe it wasn't so much of a fall as it was a tumble. Something all the others waiting to fall off behind you found funny and charming. You'd hit all of Earth's collagen and scars on the way down, hanging onto the tip of its chin and screaming up to Dennis Hopper, "Help! Throw me a hair!" While Dean Stockwell stood behind him laughing his ass off. Maybe you did handstands down the arc of Earth's nose, and back springs across its saccharine cheeks and glided guileless through the masker's salty, shallow rivers. Maybe that biographer didn't know you've never fallen once off of anything your entire damn life. Your hips were so oiled in instinct, they only had to follow where your mind had already slid off to. You see, first base was getting away from the fame of your body and nurturing the dark cubes floating in the collage of tequila glasses that wallpapered your brain. So fuck a face you never cared to stay on in the first place. As on the face of Earth, you watched as Rogers and Monroe mummified themselves in its eyelashes, while Brando and Tracy bent over them, furrowing at the sight of their theatrical male descendants. Rock Hudson scrawled his name in lip liner across Earth's mouth, while Jimmy Dean hung from them like dead skin. Bobby Driscoll became the blackhead in the cemetery of pores, alongside other dead, drug-addicted child stars. Memories nobody wanted to clean up. Elizabeth Taylor had become the big, tacky nose ring on the face of Earth. And Balthazar Getty plucked chin hairs with the tweezers of starving artists, while Natalie Wood forever did the backstroke in the puddle of Earth's eyes, a moth in a martini. And all the forgotten entertainers of a decade's youth made a barricade like a chorus line at Earth's hairline, doing eternal high kicks in their blue sequins and Tiffany lace stockings for $5, a pack of Marlboros, and a chance to even look in your direction. Your father, my grandfather, the vaudevillian hustler, he's also there. And so you laughed at the face of Earth, and you looked out at the galaxies, where the galaxies were doing things with their lives, shooting and imploding more dramatically than any swagger of Joan Crawford's black velvet evening robe. You saw the paint was peeling above the red-inked fingernails of Jack Hirschman and Michael McClure, who were writing about the abandoned Bowies hung from George Herm's patina heart in a house built in the curve of Wallace Berman's neck as he looked up and into you, telescope, both of you seeing each other from distances, both of you searching for stars. He taught you how to close all the books you never really paid attention to or read, just so you could open them and start all over again. You shared the stories about the sex and the fortune and how your father hit you on the back of the head as teaching you young how to be a bad, bad boy. So fuck the face you never knew, you never cared to stay on in the first place. You fell and you tumbled and you stood with grace. And even though the Bermans now are disappearing back into the red rocks, the ants him crumple his last word like a bad report card and chuck it at the bed nurse. You still fell off the face of it all with irreplaceable style. So much so that the naked and nameless stars on Hollywood Boulevard ripped themselves from the ground and followed you home, dragging their heavy, lonely edges. That night you learned how to never look back, how to never, ever look back, how to never need the cement more than it needs you.